10 years. 10 years since we've seen Man of Steel hit theaters. Next year will be 10 years since we have seen that. And we have yet to receive a second Man of Steel movie. Why? Why has it been so long? What are we waiting for? It's been trending on Twitter that people want a Man of Steel 2 before they want a second Batman movie with Robert Pattinson in it. I was searching over on the internet and trying to expand my knowledge on the DC and Marvel community, and I came across this. Man of Steel 2 trends as fans reignite campaign for Zack Snyder's sequel. So fans still want Henry Cavill to come back as Superman. Now there's been a lot of rumors saying that Henry Cavill might not take the role and there's going to be somebody else possibly playing the role of Superman. But it's not quite clear what the plans are for Superman in general. DC has been kind of confusing on how they're trying to go about their movie timeline. You know, at this point, I don't even know how the story is supposed to go with all these DC movies that have dropped recently. The Justice League drops, the Justice League was trash. People demanded that they get the Snyder cut of the Justice League. The Justice League finally drops of the Snyder cut, and then apparently that's not a part of the actual universe that has actually dropped in theaters, because Zack Snyder's Justice League movie only came out on HBO Max. But fans are really demanding that there should be a Man of Steel 2, and there needs to be Henry Cavill on the face of it. So I came across this article on the internet that I found, and let's read the first part together. The fan campaign to restore the Snyderverse is alive and well on social media. Man of Steel 2 has been trending, with many fans reigniting their calls for Warner Bros. and DC to finally make the sequel with Zack Snyder back in the director's chair. While there are other Superman-based projects in the works, many fans still feel the time is right for Henry Cavill to get his long-awaited follow-up film. And this can be seen by all of the fans banding together to campaign for the movie to happen once again. I will say, the community for DC, Zack Snyder is like the guy. Every DC fan out there is looking at him as the savior that can really pull DC out of this rut that they've had with movies that have completely flopped. Like, let's take Wonder Woman for example. The first Wonder Woman movie, oh my god, absolutely fire. I loved it. I've watched it about 4 to 5 times. I'm probably gonna watch it again sometime this year, and it was absolutely great. Aquaman was really great, but when the second movie of Wonder Woman came out, it was completely awful. And then I'll re-mention this again. The first Justice League movie that came out, which, you know, Zack Snyder had his personal issue that he couldn't continue to direct the Justice League, so he gave it to one of his people under him, completely destroyed that. And overall, basically the timeline of DC has just been moving way too fast. Like, Ben Affleck's Batman doesn't even get his own Batman movie. He just starts off Batman vs Superman right away. Which, I mean, technically, if you think about it, Batman vs Superman is kinda like the Man of Steel 2 in a way. But, I mean, the film was really bad, so it's like, you don't want to count that as like Henry Cavill's second Superman movie, even though it technically is. And then if you count the Justice League movie, it technically is his third film, but everybody wants a standalone Man of Steel movie. I get it. And a lot of people want to restore the Snyderverse, this whole hashtag thing to happen. And I want it to happen too. Zack Snyder is very good at what he does. So I'm kind of with the community on here of wanting Man of Steel 2 to happen, but Zack Snyder needs to be the one directing it. Let's read further into the campaign that has been taking Twitter by storm. One tweet that helped get Man of Steel 2 trending was from @TheSnyderKnight, asking fans to pick which film they'd rather have between Man of Steel 2 and The Batman 2, which the Batman 2 would be Robert Pattinson, so you know. While the latter was acclaimed and there is certainly a lot of fan excitement for Robert Pattinson to return as Bruce Wayne, many fans are easily picking Man of Steel 2 without hesitation. When we consider how much money the Batman made at the box office, fans saying they'd prefer a new Man of Steel movie over the Batman 2 might help to convince Warner Bros. To actually greenlight the film. And I am very convinced that they might greenlight this film. I would be excited to see a Man of Steel 2 before I see the Batman 2. Now, I'm not downplaying, I'm not trying to bag on how bad the first Batman movie was, because the Batman movie wasn't a bad one at all. I thought it was a great film. I thought it was amazing. I've watched it over and over, probably about the same amount of times I've watched Wonder Woman, but in a shorter time span because it came out this year. With Robert Pattinson playing Batman and them being confirmed for a second movie, they have a bright future ahead of them, but they need to continue that. They can't fall into the same downfall that Wonder Woman had, where it was great first movie, terrible second movie. So we can't say how good Robert Pattinson really is until we really get that second movie. But the first movie was good. Now, as for the Man of Steel 2, I am personally more on the side of that happening. I think people would really love to see Henry Cavill suit up again, but in his own film, not featuring a Justice League, not featuring the Batman, just Man of Steel fighting his crime. And I feel like he deserves it. You know, with the amount of push that the community gave for the Snyder Cut of Justice League to release, even though it didn't release in theaters, it released on HBO Max, that, you know, if that was enough to get that to happen, you know, who knows what, you know, these fans of DC are capable of trying to get Warner Bros. To actually do. Let's read the next part of this article. As it stands, there are reportedly multiple Superman projects in development at Warner Bros. One is said to be in development by Michael B. Jordan and would focus on the Val-Zod incarnation of Superman, and word is this would be made for HBO Max. It has also been reported that Ty is writing a Superman reboot that will introduce a black Superman. The film doesn't appear to be a part of the DCEU. Perhaps 3 Superman projects would be too much for Warner Bros., but in any case, Man of Steel 2 doesn't seem to be any closer to happening now than it has been for the past several years. And, you know, that is true. We haven't gotten a Man of Steel 2 for literally, it's going on 10 years right now. So who knows how much longer it's going to be until we get a Man of Steel 2, or if we'll ever get a Man of Steel 2 at all, and they might just end up not having Henry Cavill return and just completely reboot it. It's a possibility that that might happen, which would suck because Henry Cavill is a great Superman. But I am pretty interested to see the Michael B. Jordan HBO Max series that they do have. There has been, you know, quite a bit of rumors that Michael B. Jordan was to play Superman in some way, shape, or form. So it looks like that's becoming a reality at this point, which is pretty interesting. The last part of the article that I'll read before we get into what people are tweeting on Twitter is this. It says Henry Cavill is awaiting to return as Superman. Henry Cavill has been pretty open about his desire to revisit the role of the Man of Steel. He has been keeping the cape on standby just in case, even if he is just as in the dark about a potential return as the fans. Cavill feels that his version of Superman still has a lot of story potential that could be explored in Man of Steel 2, and he's ready and willing to reprise the role if he gets the call. So I mean, that's pretty good to hear. It seems that Henry Cavill is willing to do a Man of Steel 2, but you know, Warner Brothers makes the final decision. But it's good to hear that he at least has a sense of, man, I know that, you know, these fans really love me as Superman, so why not give the fans what they want? I'm willing to come back, but Warner Bros., I'm willing to meet you halfway, but you gotta finish the rest of that. So who knows? Who really knows? Now let's get into some tweets. It says, Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle versus Brainiac is what I want. And somebody posted a picture on here of the Brainiac concept art, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's a little scary. Another tweet says, yes, give us Man of Steel 2. Hashtag Henry Cavill Superman. Hashtag WBD up front at WBD ad sales. I don't need to read any of that. It says entertainment, Man of Steel 2 has been trending on Twitter, and it still kind of is. You know, many other people are saying, can we get Man of Steel 2, Zack Snyder directing, a movie that doesn't exist? Hell, not even a production is trending right now. LMAO, hashtag restore the Snyderverse, make Man of Steel 2. Ooh, one person said this, Superman movie has gotten a release date. The film is now going through some final rewrites and looking for a director. Filming is scheduled to begin early next year. The working title is named Superman Tomorrow's Dawn. Sounds like a pretty interesting title, and that actually has me drawn in already as it is. I mean, even if it was just called Man of Steel 2, I'm pretty sure a whole array of people would just be like, holy cow, Man of Steel 2. You know, you don't really need a cool title because everyone's been asking for it for almost 10 years. So it's like, come on. You can call it anything. Just call it Man of Steel, The Return of the Man of Steel. But I mean, what do you guys think? Are you guys just as excited as the DC fans, the die-hard DC fans, the ones that want to restore the Snyderverse so bad and have this hashtag trending basically anytime that they want a DC project to happen? How excited are you for the Man of Steel to possibly happen? Are you more excited for the Man of Steel 2, or are you more excited for the Batman 2? If you had to choose between having a Man of Steel 2 or a Batman 2 to come out, which side are you picking? So glad you guys stopped by and have watched this video. If you have made it to the end of the video, please hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Leave a like on this video because it helps out so much. And thank you guys for the support that have already subscribed. Keep on supporting because I love you guys so much, and I will continue to drop bangers. Also, link is down in the description to follow my editor, the world's greatest editor, Shinyy, on Twitter. Lastly, I am doing a podcast called SuperTalk. Link is down in the description for episode 1 and episode 2. If you guys can go check that out, go ahead and be sure to check those out as well. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe.